Free hospital slash healthcare. Yeah, we got him. This godforsaken place has free healthcare, and it's not what it's cracked up to be. I mean, I may sound very ungrateful throughout this video, considering we have fucking free healthcare. It's not a good experience, to say the least. We here have one and a half free hospitals because one of them is a partially public hospital, and these hospitals aren't quite free in any sense. I guess they do charge a fee, but it's a very small fee, so in comparison to other hospitals which charge preposterous fees for very minor checkups or shit like that, and it's not like that here. But the problem is that it takes a lot of time and it's a lot of bureaucracy that's happening, which makes the experience so bad that. But I personally would rather not go to a hospital if I'm mildly sick than go there. If I'm even severely sick, which very rarely happens, I really would rather not go to the hospital because it takes so long. Like when I was a kid, like everyone, we went to the children's ward, and the children's ward, it takes so long for you to even get your piece of paper, because you need a piece of paper to get your checkup done. So to get that piece of paper, you have to first get a number, that numbering thing, whatever you want to call it. You just rip off a number and take it, and wait for 3 hours. Then eventually your number may or may not arrive. I mean, depending on how late you went there, it's really dependent on that, because the children's ward would shut down around about at 2 o'clock, and if you were late, your number would never come. And that's just sure you wasted 3 hours. Now, after spending 3 hours doing literally nothing, just sitting there, like you would just grab your ticket and literally leave because it takes so long for your number to arrive. And after your number has arrived, you go to get your piece of paper and wherever you want to get your checkup done. And then you get another number slip and then wait another hour or so that you can get the actual checkup done. And mind you, you do nothing throughout like 4 hours of this. You do absolutely nothing. And it's not that, it's the most vulnerable children. I mean, if you're so sick that you can't wait, you can always go to the emergency ward. But again, it doesn't have as much, features. It's only for emergencies, and it's the worst place as far as experience goes. It's shit. It's a horrible experience there. So after you get your slip and get your checkup done, if you want to get multiple checkups in multiple places, bet your sweet ass that you have to wait an hour at every single place. And remember, it shuts down at 2 o'clock, and then there's no way to get in. So get whatever you want done quickly. And then if you muse on to the OPD, it's the main building. It has most of the features. Like, it's the main building mainly for adults, and that's the area where you get your checkups done, where you get your shit together. And it's much shorter of a wait. You just go there, get your piece of paper, and depending on if you're searching around the lower floor or the upper floor, you get your paper and then get your checkup done. And if you're lucky, you can get your checkup done faster. If you're unlucky, it will take an hour or half an hour for you to be able to go into the office that you want to go in. And now we move on to the emergency. It's a shit division. It's the worst. There's literally nothing good about it. It is divided into two buildings. One is supposed to be faster, and one is the main emergency building. And you enter, you don't have to pay anything. You just get your slip, because everywhere you need a slip, because bureaucracy. And then get your temperature checked, your blood pressure checked, literally where you get your slip, literally right next to there. And after getting them done, you can just mosey on to whatever room that you are told to go to, because these rooms aren't, you know, named as optometry, dermatology, etc. It doesn't follow that naming scheme, which all of the other divisions that I mentioned do. You mosey on to get a quick checkup, and then if you are lucky, which is a big if, for you can just get a shot. And depending on how lucky you are, you can just get a shot or a vaccine. And if you're getting a vaccine, it's going to go fast, like it's going to be just around a few minutes. But depending on how late you arrive, if you get a shot for something, it will take you maybe, half an hour just sitting there waiting eventually for the doctors to notice you sitting there, because it did happen to me. And if you're extra unlucky and you have to get a drip, boy, you have to wait for like 2 hours, 3 hours, just sitting your ass down on a bed that probably has bed bugs, because that's a problem that happens there. For a hospital, it's damn unclean. I tell you, it's this. I mean, you can always smell the smell of, you know, alcohol being used to clean up the place, but it's never perfectly clean. Like as I said, there are bed bugs, in the tables, in the chairs that are made of wood. There are bed bugs there, and hey, that's the price that you have to pay, I guess. Go there, you will get your injection shot. After getting your shot, you can just leave, and after getting your drip, you can just leave, get your thing out and leave. And if you're unlucky, they will send you into the main building, which takes, hours, because bureaucracy. That's a bastard. I tell you, it's such a shitty place. Like, takes so much time. Like, I think I sound ungrateful, but the amount of bureaucracy, it's a lot. It takes a lot of time. And, the doctors that are, especially in the emergency, are always a bit, from my experience, tend to be on edge or be in a bad mood, and tend to show some attitude ever so often. You know, your average attitude just happens. And then if you go to the main ward, you could get your slip checked out and get pointed to somewhere where you get yourself checked out again, and then get pointed to somewhere else where you do shit, and it's so long. And god forbid you have to get yourself a test done, because if you get a test, blood test especially, you have to take your test and go to the submission office, whatever, where you have to submit your test. And there, when you submit your test, it takes, depending on when you submit your blood sample, it can take a few hours, because the blood samples are moved on a clock. Basically, they're shipped out to a laboratory on a clock, which doesn't change no matter what. You just can't. You're just you're just you're just stuck. And I forgot to mention, there's also another children's ward thing, which is much better, which takes a bit less time. But again, it takes a few hours if you have to get your stuff checked out. It's not like the main children's ward, which is, you know, which takes a lot of time. Like, you have to wait for a lot of time to get anything done, which is, again, one of the reasons that I really would rather be sick than go to the hospital, because it takes too much time. These hospitals take so long for anything to happen. Shit takes hours. It's like, I get that there are a lot of people and you have to deal with them people, but man, could the for just a moment, could the bureaucracy be decreased? Because it's annoying. Just going there, it's annoying to me, and that is one of the reasons that I really, really do not like going to the hospital. You know, even if I'm sick, I just don't want to go there because it takes so long for shit to happen. And you're just waiting there and being like, man, my entire day is gone. Man, screw you. It's like, I guess it's free, but I guess it's a more it's a bit more of a systematic problem. It's more like public schools slash hospitals, the free stuff. People in there have a whole lot of it's gonna sound a bit hypocritical, but I have a whole lot of entitlement. Like it's like you don't give shit. It's like, man, you're funded by our taxes. You, you're literally funded by our taxes. Just cool down, please. Just take it a bit easier. I'm not asking much. Don't be, you know, a clusterfuck. Just do the thing and just do it a bit faster. That's it. That's just it. If do something, do it fast. And it's like it's just a bit annoying, honestly. But the main OPD isn't really bad. It's fine. The adult OPD, it's fine. But again, the problem is that it's only open for 6 hours, and if you're going to get a shot, you have to get it from an emergency because there is no other place to get a shot. And for if you want to get your X-ray, which is $140 per X-ray, a pocket change. I know, and it's like shit. It's actual just shit, man. It's bad. So yeah, I really don't like the public hospital system, or more like free healthcare in general. It's not what it's cracked up to be. I mean, it's much better than non-free options. Like the price of other options is just ludicrous. It's lunacy. It's insane. Nobody wants to pay that kind of money for shit to be done. And no one is going to pay that kind of money for shit to be done. And that's why people come to these free institutions. But nonetheless, being that it's free, it's kind of, doesn't feel as caring, I guess. Just kind of sounds weird to say, but you don't feel like you're an individual person and your problems are big enough or important enough for the doctors that are dealing with you. Like, they literally could not care less. And they're like, man, screw you. I work 50 hours a day, and what do you do, bastard? And it's like, oh, good for you. Just let just do the things. Give me my shot. Just let me leave. It's, and occasionally you see some incredible incompetency. Like the last time I went, a dude just spilled an entire vial of blood. He pulled out somebody's blood for a blood test, and when the man was putting the blood in a vial, he was putting it through an injection. He had pumped a lot of pressure into the vial, and when he pulled out his injection, the entire vial just popped and spilled a whole lot of blood. And some of it kind of got on the person who I was with and who was there to get themselves checked out. And man, that day when this happened, I was just kind of just sick there, just feeling a bit sick, like the entire time. Seeing an entire vial of blood being just plopped down, it does shit to you. And it doesn't help that, the basket they were dumping injections in was clogged beyond belief, and the injections weren't going in there. And it didn't make me feel good. It was like, man, what the hell are you doing? We entrust our lives to you. Just show some more competency. And yeah, it's just the system at this point. It's just what happens here. You can't really do anything about it unless you want to pay thousands of bucks. I mean, if you do that, then you get the best experience. Because here you're really just paying for the experience. You're not paying for getting basic medicine, which is, honestly much better from the horror stories that I hear from areas that don't have free medical care, or, God forbid, that don't have any form of medical care. eh, I have nothing to say about that. I'm not qualified to talk about people who don't have any form of medical care, so I won't. But people who do have medical care, but it's not free and costs a lot of money, I get that. For you pay a lot for the basics, and the experience isn't very good, I guess. Getting a basic checkup would cost you an arm and a leg, but I am grateful that we have free, free healthcare. But man, it doesn't feel good going there, seeing people who are so entitled, in a sense, that are supposed to take care of you, acting as if you have done something wrong to them. You have ruined their lives, or just not, paying as much attention to you. It just feeds bit degrading, I guess, in a sense, because here, because of the mountains of bureaucracy, you as a person don't feel human. You just feel like a number, really, nothing more, nothing less. You just feel like a number that's there, and you have nothing, no control over what that what they will do to you. It's like, feels bad, honestly. It just doesn't feel right, me personally. But that's just my opinion. Honestly, I'm really grateful that I have free healthcare here. And yeah, that's about it for me. Bye.